I'm willing to put my life on the line to defend this country.
My name's Sergeant Charles Dyer. I'm an Oath Keeper. I'm with the 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion out of Camp Pendleton, California. I absolutely could not, I can't imagine that we're living in the times where I have to worry about having to confiscate the weapons from the American people. Is that freedom? It's absolutely not freedom. That I have to worry that we're going to quarantine a city for the purposes of keeping them there hostage, like Katrina? Absolutely not. That's not freedom in any way that you can think of it. I'm almost speechless whenever I try to talk about this because I can't imagine that we're living in this kind of time. It really bothers me. Absolutely. Globe, I suppose, as any young Marine would. I'm actually very new to the resistance movement. I've probably only been awake with the situation for maybe the last year or so.
Targets.
The Patriot movement is basically consisting of all kinds of different organizations all across the United States. You're looking at militias or maybe American Resistance Movement, the umbrella organization. You may have the Ohio Militia or Michigan Militia or whatever militias all over the place. Citizens militias like in San Diego. They're all under the Patriot movement, and we're trying to take back this republic and restore this republic like it's supposed to be, what it was intended by our founders.
We're here to meet GSB America from YouTube. His name's, well, I guess probably shouldn't say his name, huh? GSB America from YouTube.
That's our biggest weapon now, internet. That's getting the word out so fast. I think that's where I probably woke up at and watched stuff on the net.
And if even a quarter of the stuff you read is true, then we've got problems.
This is stuff that you can prove. We know we have problems with the globalization. Them saying they want a new world order. They want, a global government. They want everything to be under one law. You start delving into some of this stuff, and it's not hard to get on a path to just, I don't know, it makes you crazy learning all the crap that happens in this country.
I don't understand what's going on. We've got to wake the people up to realize that our country is just going down the tubes. And our government is doing it. I see if something is not done very quickly to stop Obama and Pelosi and everything else going on, I can guarantee you we're going to be in a civil war in a very short time. And I will fight.
Alright, I see a lot of older faces around here. How many of you guys are military? Military? Alright. Oath Keepers, that's the organization that I'm a part of, and we try to touch out to active and former military and law enforcement, anybody who's taken an oath to defend the Constitution. Try to make them realize that the oath that they took doesn't expire. So for you older gentlemen too, you may think, I'm too old, there's nothing I can do, right? That's wrong. This is bigger than the immigration problem. Right now, the United States government and governments all over the world are trying to bring in globalization. I don't know if any of you have ever heard the term New World Order. They're trying to bring in the New World Order and destroy our sovereignty. That means that they are the domestic enemy that I swore to defend and fight against to defend my Constitution. And I'm willing to put my life on the line to defend this country. And I'm asking that anybody who's taken the oath to do the same, and it doesn't matter your age. So that's all that I really want to talk to you guys about today. And I thank you all for coming out here.
This is very exciting. Oath Keepers just started a few months ago. Stuart Rhodes, former airborne rangers in the Army, worked with the Ron Paul campaign at the highest levels, got upset about what was happening with the New World Order after the campaign ended. Oath Keepers meeting coming up on the Green in Lexington, where it all started in 1775, April 19th.
We went to Lexington Green. What we were there to do was just to let people know about Oath Keepers and what Oath Keepers were and what it was to keep an oath and not just take an oath, because there's a big difference between that.
Pledging my life.
Pledging my life.
My fortune.
My fortune.
And my sacred.
It's where the first shots of the Revolution were fired. I normally meet some militia members from San Diego. Some of my guys help train their guys, since all my guys are Marines and they're all civilians. We need a citizen militia. We need a citizen militia to defend us from the government, basically. That's the only reason we have the Second Amendment, is to defend the American people and our country from the tyrannical government, which is what we're heading toward right now.
What's that left flank, man?
We are definitely the guardians of the Republic and the last stand if something comes down. Because the military, they fall under the UCMJ, and a lot of people will follow any order just for fear of being thrown in prison and put in the brig. But there's a lot of us that will defy orders as long as it is for the Constitution and defense of the Constitution. You know, we know what this is all about. We know why we're here. And we're very strong in our beliefs and our convictions. They need to realize that, you know, the reasons we're in Iraq and Afghanistan right now are not as good as people think they are. Right now we're doing nothing other than feeding the industrial military complex and creating debt for the Federal Reserve, which isn't even a federal organization, so that they can enslave us and control us. So, join the military, depends on what you want to do with it. Me, I'm going to use my training for the military, and I suppose become one of those domestic terrorists that you're so afraid of from the DHS and their reports. Ridiculous.
Where I got detained and searched while I was in uniform.
Wait, what?
Really?
Class A service uniform. 2 ribbons on my breast. I freaking shooting badge and all. Got detained. Dallas Fort Worth on my layover. Searched my bag, searched my gear, searched everything.
We're definitely targets now. Military. We are targets. And that's sad. That's sad. I've been to Iraq. You know, I've been deployed. I've got nothing but the strongest feelings for my country. Having Marines die over there. And then we come home, and those bastards want to talk about how we're domestic terrorists and a threat to this country. It makes me so angry. It just saddens me to think that we come back and we're treated like that by our government. You know, I've got one of my Marines right here being detained for hours because he's in uniform trying to get into the metal detectors in an airport. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Things have to change. It can't go on like this. Something has to be done.
Where?
What course of action you plan on taking in this? But I can tell you for myself, give me liberty or give me death.